This is Jason here, and in today's episode, I got Wilma on here, who is actually gone. She's actually in phase 3, and in today's episode, I want to go over like the dramatic changes in food throughout all 3 phases. And I thought, what better way to do it than actually get the opinion and live perspective of somebody that's already on the program. So how you doing, Wilma?
I'm doing good.
All right, great. So, do me a favor here, and when you came on the program in phase 1, describe the foods in phase 1.
From day 1, I think I wrote one time the humble beginnings of cabbage 6 times a day with salad dressing. Of course, that only lasts a couple days.
Yeah.
But, and you quickly add new foods. I can remember the first day I got an orange.
Mm-hmm.
That was a treat. Of course, I love fruits anyway, so it really was a treat. But throughout the entire phase 1 section of the program, you pretty much stay with a very limited number of items, chicken, fish, and salad.
Uh-huh.
You add some fruit and you add some tomato, but you stay pretty much within just a few number of food items.
Oh, that's awesome. And the dramatic weight change during phase 1, how'd that happen? I'll go also with that.
Yes, I mean it's almost overnight you start, I call it melting, because you shrink into a new person. I think I once described it that I was beginning to have the body of my 20-year-old self in my 68-year-old body. But yes, you start to shrink very quickly. And you can tell everybody why that is, but we're detoxing our body. We're getting rid of all of the things that we put in there all of these years, all of the sweeteners, all the sugars, all of those harmful things. And yes, we shrink very quickly. If you stay on the diet as Jason wrote it, you will lose weight, and you will lose it quickly.
So going through phase 1, I mean, you get all types of vegetables, all types of different fruits, variations from like apples, oranges, grapefruits, pears, grapes, prunes, apricots, raisins, and melons, like cantaloupe and stuff like that, if I could think of anything else. Blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, just all a plethora of fruits. Yogurt, eggs, fish, chicken, turkey, steak, sometimes, or beef, sometimes, especially for women, not so much for men, and all types of vegetables. I'm sure you learn a lot of the different types of vegetables you get in there that your body needs. Nuts, peanut butter, all types of great things. So you get into eating all that, and you see the weight dropping off quickly, so you say, oh, this is working, so you continue eating it. Of course, you can add in spices. There's this whole spice list you can use also, and get through phase 1 and completely get rid of all the weight that you had on you in an even form, so your body shape's great. And go to phase 2. You upgrade to phase 2 at that point, and now we're going to start some exercise to start shaping your body. We're going to be adjusting your body fat percentage, and we're going to go on to eating more food. So what was the dramatic, when you got to phase 2, what was the dramatic, food differences there? And I say dramatic because this isn't my word. This is when we were talking last week, we talked about, I think you used the word dramatic food changes. I was like, dramatic, that's interesting. I said, we got to talk about this. So what was the dramatic food changes in phase 2?
That is the way I described it, because overnight, when Jason sends you the phase 2 menus, they almost seem to completely change. You still get the fish and the chicken and the vegetables and the salad, and I mean all of that stays the same, but he starts adding new items. One of the first items that I remember that was a shock to me was pork chop. I thought, pork chop? and sometimes when I get the menus, I go, oh, Jason, have you missed it here?
So
I go ahead and I prepare it, and but pork chop, that shocked me. I was just totally dumbfounded. And then, of course, bison was added, and different. And I remember even elk and veal and those things were added on the menu if you chose to use those particular meats. But yeah, it just changed. You still have the same foods, because those foods that we ate in phase 1 are still important in phase 2 and in phase 3 and the rest of our lives, but you slowly are adding new items in. I was thinking about that, and I thought, as we raise children, we teach them what's right and wrong, and then we start giving them little freedoms to do more. And as we give them those freedoms, we watch them and see if they're actually applying the right and wrong things that we taught them early on. And I think of phase 1 as Jason teaching us what's right and wrong, what we should be putting in our bodies and what we shouldn't. And in phase 2, he starts adding more privileges. And that's the way I thought of the different phases in the program.
That's good. So in phase 2, I started adding in, because in phase 1, this is, of course, anything that's on the program is not like a no-carb program or a high-fat program. It's a balance of everything. So in phase 1, carbs, you might have like sweet potato. A lot of times we'll have a controlled version of breading, which is like in the form of a Wassa cracker, and different variations of that you can get in stores. There's all types of Wassa crackers. In phase 2, because phase 1 is all we need. We only need a certain amount of carbohydrates, a certain amount of protein, a certain amount of vegetables, a certain amount of fruits. In phase 2, you came on and you probably started noticing like, okay, now we're going to a bigger form of bread, so we're actually having like bread slices. You probably saw like an English muffins. You probably saw like wraps, maybe whole wheat like pita bread. You probably noticed like rice, when we put rice on the menu. Probably noticed like pasta and pasta sauce, and you probably noticed couscous, quinoa, stuff like that for carbs, and increased probably amounts of protein, versus phase 1. You probably noticed increasing slowly till we got to like we're doing like twice the amount of protein, if not more, and then we did in phase 1, even for ounces of like meat, and I remember when you're on phase 2, you had thought like, I think I remember you saying like, you didn't think like the portions that kept increasing. You're like, I don't think I can eat all this without gaining weight. And what did you find out?
Well, I actually didn't think I could eat it. I thought that I would be full and couldn't contain that much food. But actually, because you're working out, you actually require more food. And so I would eat all of the food that was on my plate and totally be surprised by that. And you're right, you don't gain weight. I've not gained any of the weight back. And in phase 1, you have 3 ounces of protein. In phase 2, we went to 4, and toward the end, you jump up to 5. And now in phase 3, I have 6 ounces of protein.
Wow. And we'll get to phase 3 in a second. So in phase 2, what else did you see? Like, can you remember that was added in phase 2? That's dramatic changes and stuff you had. Of course, you had pork chop. You probably had beef more often than you did in phase 1.
Yes.
Burgers, you have hamburgers, and of course bread to go with it. So you have like a hamburger, you probably have cheese, you probably had steak, all types of stuff. And a smoothie too.
Yes, the smoothie was the first real change because you have it from the first day that you start running. So you have the smoothie. And the smoothie is very good.
Oh, very good. And that smoothie's got I got many different smoothies, but the first one in particular has got some almond milk, some blueberries, some pineapple, some cinnamon. I think I had with that like a prune and some coconuts, and everybody seems to like it really, really well. So you got those dramatic changes in phase 2, plus going out to eat in phase 2 versus phase 1. It's like, okay, I can go out now to a restaurant and actually on the lunch menu order like a sandwich or a burger with everything like a normal person, and have a vegetable with it or coleslaw or something like that with it in the restaurant, and it's great. Or go out for dinner and have, since it's on the menu, you can have you can order like pasta and all this stuff, rice dishes, all types of stuff. So what do you think about that?
I like that, and it's much easier in phase 2 to go out to a restaurant and eat. In phase 1, it's very difficult to find a place that you can eat that you can stay on the diet. So most of the time, I always carried my food with me. But in phase 2, you have a little bit more liberty there to play around with the menu.
Yes.
Them not to season up the food.
Absolutely. In phase 1, just recommend trying to follow the menu closely, whatever it is. So if you go out to the restaurant and then you have chicken on your lunch and order something with chicken. Of course, you're not going to select the bread with it because we're not doing that in phase 1 yet. Or that much bread, but you just have chicken. You can order like a chicken salad or something of that nature. Maybe you go out and for dinner you order the salmon off the menu. Salmon and broccoli is fine, or salmon, broccoli, and sweet potato, just things like that. Versus going out to phase 2, might be ordering like a spaghetti dish or something for dinner or something. But anyways, so those are dramatic changes there. So you jump over to phase 3 over here, and you get upgraded to that after you finish phase 2. And what did you find there?
I was just in total shock. Every single menu that I get, and I'm like, I think 5 weeks into phase 3 now. And so I have about 6 different menus because you send 2 each week. And as I read through them, it's a whole new menu than it was from last week. I mean, everything has changed. Yes, we still have our salad, and we still have the salad dressing, and we still do the normal things. It's just different. I think the first one I had was chili. Chili served on pasta. Chili served on pasta with cheese. Wonderful dish, but I was shocked to receive that as a menu item, or as a meal, actually. Then I had, I'm not sure what the next one was, but just the last menu that I was on was, the one with tuna with kiwi and orange sauce. That was wonderful too. And now I'm on shrimp olay. Every menu is different. I'm still eating the fish, still eating the chicken, and like for lunch this week, I have either a bison burger or a lean steak. So I've had steak for the last 2 days for lunch.
And so just going back to initially, you had the chili and chili on top of pasta with like cheese on top of that. Like, when you saw that, you said you were shocked, like what were you shocked? What shocks you about that? Did you think it's unhealthy? Like I didn't imagine.
No, I didn't think it was unhealthy. It's just that I was on phase 1 for 4.5 months. I was on phase 2 for 4 months.
Yeah, 4 months.
And so then when you go to phase 3, it's all of this new stuff all of a sudden, and it's like from day 1 everything has changed. That's why I was shocked. Yeah, we had pasta and we had rice in phase 2, but with the chili, you have the beans in the chili, you have the pasta, and then, which would be good enough, but then we top it off with grated mozzarella cheese.
Yes, and the meat and the chili and the spices and stuff too, and and so
I think we had asparagus with the chili. I don't remember now, but I think it was asparagus with the chili.
Yep, yeah, it's an asparagus on the side with that too. That was awesome. And I remember the first menu I gave you in phase 1 and phase 3, which is one of my, I have a lot of favorites, but I gave you like graham crackers and milk to dip the graham crackers in for like a snack, and 2 times in a day. Like I think once in the morning, I think another your nighttime snack was the same thing. Along with some blueberries to mix in too, or any berries, I guess. I like blueberries, but go ahead.
Now the one that I had was only in the evening snack. I've not had the menu with the morning.
Okay. Okay, good.
But yes, then you give us milk so that we can, because how do you eat a graham cracker if you don't dip it in milk?
Exactly. I 100% agree.
And hot tea, but I dipped it in milk. I had milk to drink, so I dipped it in milk.
and so you're like, not getting anything through phase 2 and 3. You're getting like, graham crackers right before you go to bed in the evening with milk that you dip it in. You see they're dip it in there, drink, watch TV, whatever you're doing. I mean, if somebody was watching you, they would think like, how could that be healthy? And how could I eat that at that time of night, right?
Exactly, yeah. And that's what I'm thinking, when it's on the menu. But you have lived, or I have lived through phase 1, through phase 2, and Jason said you won't gain weight when you start adding bread. You won't. So when he adds graham crackers and milk, I'm not going to gain weight because Jason, he put it on the menu. He knows what he's doing. I mean, this isn't new to him. It's new to me, but it's not new to him.
And I think you were shocked one time too. Either shocked or it was dramatic. I think on one of your menus, I remember you telling me like you had waffles before you went to bed.
Yes, just last week I had waffles, 2 waffles, but not only waffles, whipped cream on the waffles.
Before bed.
Before bed. My nighttime snack is 8 p.m. And so, it's not long before bedtime.
And so, even when I put that on there, for instance, any person would think like, you shouldn't be eating waffles before you go to bed. And that's going to put weight on overnight compared to like conventional wisdom or these other fad diets out there that says, don't eat this or that and stuff. And here I'm giving you waffles before bed, not just one, like 2 waffles, and put whipped cream on both of them and enjoy. So what did you think about that?
Well, again, it was like the graham crackers. I thought, oh my, but also whipped cream. Remember, heavy cream on the waffles before bed.
Yes.
Good.
And this is whipped cream, and I say get the real whipped cream. So I get the ones in a squirt can in the grocery store in the refrigerated section. I think it's Ready Whip or something. I don't know. It's real whipped cream. You can squirt it all on there. So we got that stuff on there. There's more to come on phase 3, and I know you're just 5 weeks in, but I give stuff like like sub sandwiches for like dinner, like, you know, and who eats that without like gaining weight? And different sub sandwiches from like my Italian sun-dried tomato Italian sub sandwich. Also have like a muffletta sandwich or Italian sub sandwich. It's got like salami, multiple slices of salami, multiple slices of ham, 2 different types of cheeses, like a few slices of those, some of this olive tapenade that we put on there, and some other spices, and we put on there some lettuce, I think, and some tomato, and we wrap it up in some aluminum foil, and we put it in the oven, and then bring it out, and that's your dinner plus a side dish. And it's not just like a little small, you know, 4-inch or 6-inch sub. It's like, you know, like maybe like a 10-inch sub. And so, and you're like, there's no way I can eat this without gaining weight the next day. And you get like more like burgers, you get like Reuben sandwiches, like real Reuben sandwiches with like pumpernickel bread and horseradish. If you like horseradish, you can put on there, I'll offer it. Sauerkraut, the Swiss cheese, real corned beef. And of course you can buy the sliced corned beef in the deli section. You can buy, or you can have it sliced for you. You can get the deli lunch meat. I like to get the whole corned beef and make that and eat it, you know, slice it off myself for the whole week and make it myself. And you put this on the pan and you like grill it on each side and let the cheese melt in it and everything all warmed up. And I think I even put a pickle on there with it too, because I like it with pickles. So you can put pickles in there with it also. So just all types of items. You can go like, you can see now like in phase 3, because I tell people like there'll be a point when you get into phase 3 where you can go out to a restaurant and practically eat anything on the menu for like lunch and dinner, and it's not going to affect you. And you can see that here. So there's like hardly anything you can go to a restaurant menu that you won't get in phase 3 and beyond. What do you think?
I'm looking forward to it. It's very interesting to me. But I also have told you several times that if it wasn't for you, there would probably be foods that I had never tasted. You put hummus on phase 3. I had never tasted hummus before. I didn't know. But and since I didn't know what to buy, I bought 2 different kinds. Mm-hmm. And, both of which I liked.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's really good.
Yeah, and anybody that's watching
several foods like that I had never eaten before.
Absolutely. And anybody that's watching this video right now, if you're on social media, hit the like button or hit the heart button. Comment below what you think about these foods, or your favorite foods too. I'd love to hear that. But continuing on, Wilma, yes, there's all like this diet opens up your taste palette in a few ways. You're going to eat things that you might have never noticed before, or maybe never tried before, and you're like, oh, this is actually good, or this food combination is actually good. And it also, I believe, or I know, because you know, from my experience and thousands of other people, it brings your taste palette to a higher level, in my opinion, where things actually taste like, that used to taste good, taste like great now. You know, that we eat, and things that didn't used to taste, that tasted average, now taste good. Another thing too is I think it brings our eating, as you go through the phases, to a higher standard or higher quality of eating than you might have also before. From the restaurants you choose to eat at, the things you order, and all those things. Like you might used to like to eat at these types of restaurants, but now you eat at these restaurants. So it's kind of like, I used to love, you know, when I was in my 20s, I used to love like eating at Chili's. I don't eat at Chili's much anymore. Not to say you can't go there and eat. It's just, you know, I like higher quality food places myself. And so I don't really eat at fast food anymore at all. It's just like you know, you can go to Subway, Jimmy John's, you know, those, but you won't find me eating at McDonald's, or I don't really go to Burger King, or I really don't go to Wendy's and eat, or you know, Arby's. If I did go to Arby's, I'd probably just get their sandwich. I think they have like lunch meat sandwiches. But I don't do that much anymore. But anyways, other than that, these are the dramatic changes here in food from each phase. And the whole purpose of the program is to, first of all, you found a diet that actually works so you can lose the weight. 2, get rid of most, if not all, your health issues so you don't have to deal with them for the rest of your life, or even have the expensive drugs. There's so many health issues that people have had that have gone away. And then 3, shape your body how you want and get you in. And lastly, I would say, is to, of course, have you like a normal person where you can actually go to somebody's house and eat stuff. You can go out to a restaurant and eat things. You can have this at the holidays, whatever it might be. And instead of being on some fad diet where you're like, no, I can't go because I'm paleo, or I can't have that because I have to eat gluten-free, or I can't have that because I'm on like low carbs. And now that I've lost weight, I'm just going to stay low carb for the rest of my life. And that would be kind of boring. And, or I can't eat this much food. You go somewhere and it's like, everybody's eating a bunch of food and you can't eat that much. And here you see like progressively you get more and more food. So like you're able to eat more and more food and not gain the weight back. Literally stay plus or minus 2 pounds for the rest of your life. Is that what you're seeing also, Wilma?
Absolutely, yes. Most definitely.
Excellent. So on that note, if you're interested in getting started, if you have not gotten started on the program yet, or maybe you want to get back on the program, go to jasonpearsondiet.com. That's Pearson. You can also go to strongerwoman.com too, get more information there on the same program. And we also have a Stronger Woman program now too. So with lots of ideas, actually put the ideas next to each snack and each meal on each menu, how I would actually prepare it and what seasonings I would use and stuff too. And also I put on there some extra snack options at the bottom of each menu that in the Stronger Woman program that you can actually, if you get tired of one snack on the menu for those 4 or 5 days, at any given time, like you want something different, have something different. Have peanut butter, have dark chocolate or something else. Whatever snack options, you usually have about at least 3 snack options on there or more to do something different. But other than that, look forward to working on you. Thanks so much for coming on here, Wilma, and sharing the dramatic food differences between all 3 phases.